Test 1, 2.
Look it up. Yeah. Yeah. Checky, checky. Checky, checky. I'm really turned down on my end. Checky, checky. I'm sending you like two bars. All right. Whoa, hang on a second. Anything now? How about now? Keep your headphones. Maybe keep your headphones. I went through the headphones. I'm looking. Anything, Eric? Hang on, let me. Where is it?
Did you hear him, Chris?
What? Yeah.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Is it from him?
Glad to have you in Bryan. Sorry.
Are you any better?
Batting second.
I'm not?
Shortstop number 9, Tyler Drake. Batting third at first base, number 7, Jacob Wright. Batting second. Starting pitcher number 30, Logan Clemens. Batting third baseman number 2, Zach Novus. Batting fourth, catcher number 20, Nate Miller. Batting fifth in right field, number 33, Jake Spees. Batting sixth, left fielder number 6, Zach Dye. Batting seventh, extra hitter number 24, Drew Grimm. Batting eighth, center fielder number 4, Eli Tressler. Batting ninth, first baseman number 15, Dom James. Batting 10th, the designated hitter number 16, Connor Arthur. Defensively for the Bryan Golden Bears, shortstop number 35, Nolan Kinston.
Really wish I had a co-host.
We live in a country with freedoms like no other in the world. To honor America and in respect for those who have fought to defend those freedoms, and for the brave, we ask you to stand and join in the singing of our national anthem.
And welcome out to Sumter Field, where tonight the Bryan ACME team will play host to a team from Central Ohio, the Marysville Monarchs, making the nearly 3-hour drive up to Bryan to play the ACME team here for the Bryan Golden Bears. Looking forward to bringing you this one here on BMU. Let's run down the starting lineups first for the visitors of Marysville. And leading off and playing center field, number 8, Caleb Schultz. Batting second, your shortstop, number 9, Tyler Drope. Batting third, the first baseman, number 7, Jacob Wright. Batting fourth, your left fielder, number 24, Gavin Sharp. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 1, Garrett North. Batting sixth, your pitcher, number 4, Drew Eaches. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 25, Garrett Lobdell. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 11, Jared Yoakum. And batting ninth, the right fielder, number 6, Blaine Williams. In the outfield for Bryan, across the way, it's Zach Dye in left, Eli Tressler in center field, Jake Spees in right field. Your first baseman is Dom James. Brooks Brown, your second baseman. Nolan Kidston, your shortstop. Zach Nobis, the third baseman. Your pitcher tonight, Logan Clemens, and he will be pitching to Nate Miller. So we're excited to have this one out. It's a nice night for baseball. We weren't sure we were going to get this one in with the rain happening earlier today, but right now it looks nice. There are some clouds in the sky, a little bit of wind. It is currently 73 degrees. The wind is out of the west at 12 miles an hour, gusting to 17. There's a 10% chance of rain the rest of the night tonight, but all in all, it looks like a good game. And the first pitch of the game is hit and fielded by the pitcher, Logan Clemens. So a quick start. As Clemens makes the first out of the at-bat on one pitch. This is Tyler Drope. First pitch to him is also swung on and hit. And that's going to drop in the outfield for a single. And that puts Drope on first base with Jacob Wright up to bat, the first baseman. Just underway here at Sumter Field. Check at first base. He is back safely. That pitch is swung on. That'll be drop at the left fielder. And after the first pop out, it's back-to-back singles here for the Monarchs. So runners at first and second, one out. That'll bring up Gavin Sharp, your left fielder. First pitch swung on and fielded by the center fielder. And so 2 outs now, and both runners are held up. And that'll bring up Garrett North. North is the third baseman. First pitch is a ball to North. That is believe the first pitch that has not been hit tonight.
There you go.
Welcome, Jim.
Hi, Chris. How's Chris?
Good. The Marysville Monarchs, 3 hours away for this one.
There you go. I was wondering who these guys were. That was going to be my question for you. How's that, huh?
There you go. Pickoff attempt. Ooh, that was close. The game started out on the first pitch with a pop-up to the pitcher. And then every ball has been hit.
So who's pitching today for
This will be
Bryan
Logan,
right now,
Logan
guy?
Clemens.
There you go.
Next pitch in there is swung on, hit deep. Actually, more shallow than it looked, and that gets caught by Eli Tressler, and that'll do it. So let's take a look at the information here. It is no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. When you head to the bottom of the first inning, no score here on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
At Krill Funeral Service, we are professionals with the sincere desire to reward every family who have placed their trust and confidence in us by being attentive to every detail, displaying the highest level of courtesy and compassion, and providing the greatest measure of respect for their wishes. As remembrance planners, our goal is to help families find joy in the way they choose to remember, honor, and celebrate the wonderful life of their loved one. Krill Funeral Service, we are experts at helping hearts heal.
Back out at Sumter Field, no score, middle of the first inning, and it's Marysville against Bryan here on BMU TV. Chris Malenga and Jim Funderburg. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Bryan. Leading off and playing second base, number 3, Brooks Brown. The pitcher, number 30, Logan Clemens, will bat second. Batting third, the third baseman, number 2, Zach Nobis. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 20, Nate Miller. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 33, Jake Spees. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 6, Zach Dye. Batting seventh, the extra hitter, number 24, Drew Grimm. Batting eighth, the center fielder, Eli Tressler. Batting ninth, Dom James, the first baseman. First pitch in there is a strike. Connor Arthur will be your designated hitter tonight. For the Monarchs across the outfield, Gavin Sharp in left, Caleb Schultz in center, Blaine Williams in right. Next pitch in there is a strike as well, so 2 quick strikes to Brooks Brown. First baseman Jacob Wright, Garrett Lobdell will be second base, Tyler Droth the shortstop, Garrett North third base, Drew Eaches is the pitcher, and Jared Yoakum your catcher. That one's in the dirt, so it'll be a ball and 2 strikes. That one is fouled back on the third base side. So he stays alive at 1 and 2. One ball and 2 strikes to Brown. That is high, leaving the count at 2 apiece. So 2-2 to Brown. Eaches delivers. That's high and goes behind him, so that makes the count full. That was a laser coming in there. So the count is full to Brown. He's the leadoff hitter for the Golden Bears. Swung on, fouled. Oh, that was fouled back. Continues with the full count. Here's the pitch. And he walks, so a leadoff runner is aboard for the Bears. That'll bring up the pitcher, Logan Clemens. Clemens looks down to third base for the sign, then stands in. Beaches checks the runner, then goes to the plate, swung on, hits off the glove. Wow, it hit off the glove and then fielded by the second baseman. Never seen that before. So we're going to call that a fly out. Caught by the shortstop, so that's the first out, and that brings up Zach Nobis, your third baseman. Ball is high to Nobis, so he'll take ball 1. He just checks the runner at first, throws over to right, and Brown is back in time. pitch. Oh. Wow, so the pitch was a ball, and then they quickly threw down. It was like a pitch out. They threw down, and Brown advances to second on an error, and I'm going to say that's a throwing error on the catcher.
Yeah, I'd have to go along with that one.
So now, one out, Brown at second, and a 2-ball count on Zach Nobis. That's fouled back. So the 2-1 is forthcoming. He looks back to second on the runner, swung on and missed. Big swing there by Zach Nobis. Counts even at 2 apiece. The 2-2 offering. High. It's a pass ball, and Brown will get down to third really easily. So Brown has gotten to second on a error on the catcher, was trying to pick him off, and then to third on a pass ball. And so Bears are in good shape. 1 down, runner at third. Nobis at the plate with a full count. Pitch swung on by Nobis. It's fielded by the shortstop. It went right to him on a line drive. And that's 2 down. And that'll bring up Nate Miller. That is fouled back, Miller's first offering. Swung on, grounder to the pitcher, and they get Miller. And so Bears have a man aboard, but can't score. And so no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left aboard, and we head to the top of the second inning. No score here on BMU TV.
This is my story. I'm a mother of 3, a wife, and a cat operator. I earned my degree in mechanical engineering technologies. Now I have a career doing exactly what I studied. I learned more, now I earn more.
At 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
Back out at Sumter Field, it'll be Drew Eaches, the pitcher. First pitch to him is a ball. Logan Clemens was very efficient the first inning. He threw 7 pitches exactly.
Wow.
So
Good way to get started.
Yeah. Eaches, Lobdell, and Yoakum, your batters here. That is swung on, and that's actually going to drop, but they should get him out. As Brooks Brown sends it over to James.
Handcuffed him, and then Brown didn't have a chance to really attack that ball really well. Nice decision to pick it up on that first bounce and throw him out at first base.
That was kind of like a jam swing. It's like he swung on and it hit the bottom part of the bat instead of the barrel. And that brings up Garrett Lobdell. He's batting from the left side of the plate. First pitch to him is a ball. high, ball 2. Now he lays down a bunt, and he bunts it foul. Wasn't sure we could get this one in, Jim. Earlier today, lots of rain.
Yeah, they're talking still about maybe a little rain before the night's over, too. So hopefully it'll stay out of our way for the remainder of the night here.
Swung on and missed. Big swing by Lobdell. That evens the count at 2 apiece. It's a nice pitch by Logan Clemens there, Jim. Didn't know how to handle that one. Ooh, he wanted that one. Miller held there. He framed it for him. And it makes it 3-2 on the count. He held it there an extra second.
Yeah, it looked like a good pitch.
Yes, it did. And that's high, so that'll walk him. So that puts the second batter of the inning on base, and that'll bring up Jared Yoakum. Yoakum is the catcher for the Monarchs. He'll step in. Monarchs in their red jerseys with blue numerals, white pants. Pickoff attempt is not successful as Lobdell is back. Pretty easy. Pitch is outside. 1-0. Lobdell looks over for the signal from the third base coach. Another pickoff attempt. Swung on. Gloved by the second baseman over to first, or second one. The relay is in time. Whoa. Nice job there. It was the 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. So Lobdell is forced out, and that will do it for the inning. For the Monarchs, no runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. And we head to the bottom of the second inning. Bryan coming to bat, no score here on BMU TV.
Jason Deach Collision and Customs in Edgerton, they can help you restore almost anything, whether it's a minor fender bender or something much more serious. Something as big as a semi or a trailer that you use to haul your toys. And speaking of toys, the Customs division will help you customize almost anything, or help you restore that vehicle that you've been keeping under a tarp in the back of your garage. Take it from me, you'll not find a friendlier repair shop in Northwest Ohio. Jason Deach Collision and Customs, State Route 6, just east of Edgerton.
Things are starting to settle down here at Bryan Ford Lincoln. After the fire, we had to rearrange everything. We brought in new offices for our staff. We reorganized our inventory to accommodate our new layout. Things are starting to feel a little more like home.
Morning, Chip.
Maybe a little too comfortable. Bryan Ford Lincoln, great deals, great people, great experiences.
Going to be Jake Spees, Zach Dye, and Drew Graham coming up here in the bottom of the second inning in this ACME contest between the Monarchs of Marysville and the Bryan Golden Bears. Chris Malenga and Jim Funderburg here on BMU TV. And Jim, long drive for these guys, all the way up from Marysville.
I tell you what, and you expect with a big school district like that one that they would be accustomed to this, though, I would think, and they've got a pretty good crew coming up here. But it is a long trip to make, and especially when you have a situation where weather's been a factor all day long. You don't really know how the weather's going to hold out the most of the night. Weekend's supposed to be pretty up here, but you could get a shower or two and maybe get half a dozen innings in and have to go right back home. You never can tell.
Yeah, so.
But, well, you got to go anywhere you can go probably to play good baseball, and I would think that would be the opposite thing. The other thing for Marysville, with Bryan's program being as strong as what it has been traditionally, to be able to come up and get a couple of good games in, probably a good idea, even though it is a bit of a drive.
First pitch to Spees is a strike. Each is only through 17 pitches in that first inning. Second one is a ball. He faced 4 batters. Swung on, right to the first baseman. He'll just get it and step on first.
Nice job by Wright to play that ball. The line shot going right down that first baseline. Took a bounce right in front of him. He stayed with it, went down to one knee, and got back up and made the play. That was a solid effort by the first baseman.
Yep, and Spies came up off of the JV squad last year. Saw him play a little bit. That'll bring up Zach Dye. In there for a strike. Yoakum just held that one there looking for that strike, and he finally got it. Swung on over the head of the first baseman. That'll be fair. Dye will stay at first. He'll make the turn but come back. And so Zach Dye with a single.
Good idea is Blaine Williams really tracking in on that ball. Able to scoop it back up and get it back in the infield nice and quick. That was one of those toughies. First baseman Wright really just couldn't get high enough to get it, but the ball just basically hit the outfield grass and stopped. So a long run for the right fielder to come in and play that baseball.
Swung on over to first. He'll step on first, then get to second, and he is safe at second. So that is in play. Grimm is out with a fielder's choice.
Smart idea again by Wright to scoop that up, get the sure out. Needed the tag down at second, but nice strong throw, and good job by the base runner to get in underneath that tag.
Brings up Eli Tressler, who bats from the left side. First one to him is a strike.
He just has some pretty good speed on that fastball. Smooth pitcher. He's good delivery to the plate.
That's in there for a strike as well.
A lot of arm movement on him. He's going to, as he gets a little older, have to get the body in that pitch. When he does that, he's going to be really tough.
Yep.
You notice he's throwing everything with his arm pretty much, taking a real short step, and it's all shoulder and arm coming right now. But he's got some good smoke.
Yoakum stepped up looking to try to get the runner at second, but quickly the runner was back. And it's a 1-2 count for Tressler. That is fouled back, so he stays alive. Little bit of wind, not too much. That turns him away. That's going to even the count at 2 apiece. Yoakum held it there wanting that strike, but didn't get it that time. Swung on and lasered back foul.
A little bit late trying to catch up to that pitch.
Yep.
A little bit higher, we'd been catching that ball up here.
Absolutely. Went right below us. Fouled back again.
It's coming our way, just over the top.
So Tressler now fell out and hit our trailer. 7 pitches now with Tressler, so he's making the most of the at-bat.
The trailer, yeah. Sam, these are yours if they come up here. You're the one that's got to catch these too. You understand that, right?
Check swing, and they got him with a called third strike. And so it is no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left aboard. And we head to the top of the 3rd inning. No score here at Sumter Field. Back after this on BMU TV.
At Krill Funeral Service, we are professionals with the sincere desire to reward every family who have placed their trust and confidence in us by being attentive to every detail, displaying the highest level of courtesy and compassion, and providing the greatest measure of respect for their wishes. As remembrance planners, our goal is to help families find joy in the way they choose to remember, honor, and celebrate the wonderful life of their loved one. Krill Funeral Service, we are experts at helping hearts heal.
When you're as good at diagnosing problems as Dwayne, the job is pretty easy. you need a starter for the Buick, a water pump for the truck, and that one that just pulled in needs a belt. Drive on. Hold the phone up to the battery. Ah, it needs cables.
No, most days he doesn't get out of that fancy mobile office he's got.
Wow, that's a lot fancier than it looks from the outside.
This is my story. I'm a mother of 3, a wife, and a cat operator. I earned my degree in mechanical engineering technologies. Now I have a career doing exactly what I studied. I learned more, now I earn more.
Back out at Sumter Field, it'll be Williams, Schultz, and Drope for Marysville, and turning it over with the play-by-play is Jim Funderburg with Blaine Williams, the right fielder, out bat.
So Williams, the first time, Chris, I don't have a notation on him. What did he do the first time?
He
did.
He
ground
this
this
is
ball
not
short? This is his first time through, isn't it? And the pickup by the shortstop and the long throw over to first for the first out of the inning. So that was his first at bat here tonight.
So this will bring up Caleb Schultz, and he was 0 for 1 with a flyout. He's the guy that popped up the first pitch right to the pitcher.
I had missed that one. I got here a little bit late, unfortunately, and I missed that that first time around. Bears playing him pretty much straight away as this ball's down on the dirt a little bit low. That will be ball 1. Now a line shot down the left field line and deep, and a nice dive and grab out there by Zach Dye. Dye tracked that one all the way to mid-deep center or left field and caught it just in play as he laid out and made a play. But I tell you, if that gets by him, that's to the wall, and it could be at least a triple, maybe even an in-the-park home run, because he was definitely on the move. But a nice job by the left fielder there, Dye, to be able to pull that one in and save a lot of trouble for the Golden Bears. So that brings up Tyler Drope, and Drope fouls this one off.
He singled his first time up, Jim. Put one right past the shortstop.
There you go. If you're just joining us right now, no score, top of the 3rd inning, and a swing and a miss, and a nice job. Get a little bit, maybe took a little off of that one. He was way out ahead of that one. Both pitchers doing pretty well here early on. As Clemens fires and delivers, this one's fouled off to the visitor's side over the dugout into the parking lot.
Marysville did this thing before they did their after they did their infield, where they all gather around home plate, and their pitcher or the only people they were all standing there, and their coach is on the plate, and the catcher was behind the plate, and he threw the ball straight up in the air to try to get the catcher to catch it, and he threw it over the fence.
This one's driven to right field, an easy fly ball and a put out out in right there for Jake Spees, and that will end the inning. So kind of a quick ball game we got going on right now, Chris.
No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. Clemens has 26 total pitches for the night as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning on BMU TV.
Hey, you in the old silver car. Looks like you could use a new ride.
What?
At Darryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln, we can upgrade you to a nice pre-owned vehicle or a new Ford or Lincoln.
How are you doing this?
We have a huge selection of vehicles, and with our aggressive pricing policy, we make them very affordable.
This is pretty aggressive. I don't think a billboard's ever tried to sell me a car before.
Come and see why we are the fastest growing dealership in Northwest Ohio. Hey, you in the white pickup.
As the baby boomer generation tires of traditional send-offs, funerals are becoming increasingly more personalized. People are pre-planning their own remembrance gathering. Pre-planning is easy and will pay off both emotionally and financially for you and your family. Plus allows you more control over your last hurrah. At Krill Funeral Service, we're not just funeral directors. We are experts at helping hearts heal.
It'll be Dom, James, Connor, Arthur, and the top of the order, Brooks Brown, here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. No score between Marysville and Bryan, Chris Malenga, and Jim Funderburg.
Okay, this will be the first time up for James here on the afternoon as well. Batting from the right-hand side. And the Bears like to get something going as James fouls this one just past the visitors' dugout and out of play. This one a line shot right to the second baseman. A nice job there by him to Garrett Lobdell to make that play on that ball. Looked like it was going to make its way through out in the outfield, but Lobdell with a nice jump on the baseball pulled the ball out of the air, and it's out number 2. And we go back to the top of the lineup
One
now.
more. We got the 10th batter, Connor Arthur. Again, we have things a little different because we have both an extra hitter and a designated hitter. So Connor Arthur is our designated hitter, and he is the 10th batter. So a little bit different.
So Arthur fouls the first one off, and he's down 0-1, batting from the left-hand side. Bears trying to extend the inning right now, 2 out. And the drag bunt goes foul, so now it's no balls and 2 strikes on Arthur. Trying to catch everybody off guard a little bit and bunt his way on.
Yep. Now with 2 strikes, you got to protect.
He just with the stretch and the delivery, and this one is fouled off by Arthur. Yeah, that probably woke the big fella up in the back there in the trailer, didn't it? Huh?
Yeah.
Mr. Bryce probably taking a little nap, and the next thing you know, he's wide awake. Tapper back to the picture. This should be the 3rd out of the inning, and it is. That's it.
No,
That's
second.
2.
Yep.
So the Bears really not making much noise with the bats here early on. A lot of balls in the infield. Marysville has hit the ball really well, but the Bears outfield has played extremely well.
Now we're back to the top of the order, Jim, with Brooks Brown,
all right, that's where we're heading to.
Who walked his first time up.
Brown with a line drive, a soft one to the shortstop, and that'll do it for the Bears. As Tyler Drope stands, waits for it, and makes the out. The Bears go quietly here in the 3rd.
No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. Heading to the top of the 4th inning, still no score here on BMU TV.
When you purchase a pre-owned vehicle from someone other than Bryan Ford Lincoln, you can't be sure where it came from. When you're not sure where it came from, you may find things in the trunk that may not belong there. When you find things in the trunk that may not belong there, you may eventually run into the guys who do know where they belong. Don't be the guy who finds things in the trunk that don't belong there. Buy your pre-owned vehicle from Bryan Ford Lincoln. At Creel Funeral Service, we are professionals with the sincere desire to reward every family who have placed their trust and confidence in us by being attentive to every detail, displaying the highest level of courtesy and compassion, and providing the greatest measure of respect for their wishes. As remembrance planners, our goal is to help families find joy in the way they choose to remember, honor, and celebrate the wonderful life of their loved one. Creel Funeral Service, we are experts at helping hearts heal. They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
It'll be Jacob Wright, Gavin Sharp, and Garrett North here for Marysville.
Wright fouled the first one off. Now he drives the second pitch deep into right field, into foul territory, and a nice job by the right fielder, Jake Spiess, to be able to pull that one in. So 2 nice plays on both corners of the outfield here so far tonight for the Bears.
Yeah, and Spiess had a long way to go because he's playing fairly in right field. He had to go all the way and then get into foul territory. And this will bring up Gavin Sharp, who flew out his first time up.
Grounded to short, takes the big hop, long throw over to first, pulls the first baseman off the bag, and the runner will be safe as
score that in
Gavin
error.
Sharp. You know, I'll tell you, if it were me, I'd give it a base hit. It took a really bad hop on the shortstop, and it was a pretty speedy runner going down. So if it were my way of going,
we're going with
I'd
yours.
give you a hit.
Looks like they may have scored. No, they.
Because I'm not sure that there's an error up on the.
I think they had one
on
error
that scoreboard already, but yeah, again a difference of opinion. It took a bad hop there at the very end on the shortstop, and he had to readjust on it a little bit. And a good job by the base runner to really get down there. And even a good throw would have been a close play at first for my money.
I think they scored that in error, Jim.
Could have. Throw over to first, not in time, and again, ball a little high. The perfect throw would have been probably an out. Pitch, and the runner takes off for second, and this ball gets out into center field, but the center fielder right there backing everything up. A nice job by Tressler to be right there. So Wright really had to just stay right there at second base.
North flew out his first time up, if I didn't say that.
Okay. Garrett North, the third baseman. And he rips this one out into center field. Wright had to wait for a second. Now the throw coming in from center. And Wright, with the hesitation, made it an interesting play, at least down here on third. As a nice job by the center fielder Tressler to pick that up and get the throw down to third.
Well, Kidston was trying to get it. Just got past him. And you're right, Tressler did come in and make a good play on it. Prevented the run from scoring.
Right, waited for a minute just to kind of check on everything, and it almost cost him at third.
Drew Eaches is grounded out his first time up, Jim.
Eaches, the pitcher, with a chance to maybe take a goose egg off this scoreboard, as he's got runners at first and third, with only one out here in the top of the fourth. And the way these pitchers have been pitching so far, one run might be big this afternoon, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely.
Took a little bit off that curveball, and he just swings right through it. No balls now and 2 strikes.
Top of the top of the fourth inning, and Clemens has 34 pitches.
Ground ball to first. This will score a run. They'll get one out there at first, but Wright will score, and just like that, Marysville goes up 1-0 here with 2 out now here in the top of the fourth inning.
So Garrett Lobdell walked his first time up, Jim.
North goes to second, and Lobdell now with a chance maybe to add another run with a base hit. Lined up in the pitch is high, ball 1. Marysville with 3 hits now. The only run. Bears with only 1 hit to this point of the ball game. Ground ball down to third. He'll make the tag. I'll tell you what, when Zach Nova scooped that one up, was going to make that long throw, and then he realized he had a base runner running right at him. He just turned around, pivoted, made the out, and that'll do it. But Marysville does score a run here to lead off the fourth inning.
No runs, no hits, or no hit runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on.
There you go.
Top of the fourth. We're going to head to the bottom after this on BMU TV.
At Jason Deach Collision and Customs in Edgerton, they can help you restore almost anything, whether it's a minor fender bender or something much more serious. Something as big as a semi or a trailer that you use to haul your toys. And speaking of toys, the Customs Division will help you customize almost anything, or help you restore that vehicle that you've been keeping under a tarp in the back of your garage. Take it from me, you'll not find a friendlier repair shop in Northwest Ohio. Jason Deach Collision and Customs, State Route 6, just east of Edgerton.
Looking for career opportunities? They're closer than you think. Northwest State has more than 70 degree and certificate programs, so you can start on the path to a rewarding career or transfer your credits toward a bachelor's degree. Your future is knocking. What are you waiting for? Opportunities await at Northwest State Community College. Find out more at northweststate.edu.
Back out at Sumter Field, look, we're on TV, Jim.
Look at that, man. I'll tell you what.
I don't like that.
Well, I'll tell you what. Every now and then they got to show you how ugly the two guys are that are doing the ball game.
I have a face for radio. That's the thing.
That's what happens to us right now. As you said, though, Chris, it's turned out to be a pretty nice day for baseball.
Yep.
A little sticky still out here, but the wind's blowing. It's not anything that's going to affect the ball game much. Beautiful temperature, probably about 72, 73 degrees right now, I bet.
Yep. It's going to be Clemens, Nobis, and Miller here.
Clemens grounds the short, hustles down that first base line, but the throw will beat him to the bag, and there'll be one up and one down, just like that for the Golden Bears.
Zach Nobis lined out the first time up.
Nobis and then Miller, then Spiess, and then Dye. That's what we need to be able to get the proper score on the scoreboard here and go ahead in this inning. And the first pitch a little high. Ball one. Ground ball down third. Pick up, long throw, in time. 2 up, 2 down. 2 pitches, and the Bears ground the ball to the third baseman a couple times.
It's weird. Marysville's hitting all flyouts.
Yeah.
And Bryan's hitting all groundouts.
Yeah. Not being able to get underneath that ball, or right, good solid contact, kind of hitting it towards the top. Oh, and that blinked him. All right, so Miller's going to get a chance to wander his way down to first base after he took one right between the 2 and the 0 on the back of his shirt. And Jake Spiess now, the right fielder, comes up.
He grounded out to second his first time up.
Give him a chance to go down to Miller to kind of stretch out just a little bit, because that did catch him in not a real bad spot, but boy, I tell you, it's kind of tender right there between those 2 wings. So base runner on first, 2 out here, bottom of the 4th. Bears down 1-0. And this was a little bit high. Spiess and then Dye after Spiess. Bears need to get these bats awake. Outfield in. Playing very shallow out in right and in center, a little deeper out in left field, and then straight away. Ball and a strike on Jake Spiess. 2 men out, runner at first. Let's see if the Bears can get something going. Line shot right up the middle. Second baseman picks it up and makes a nice play.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, give Garrett Lobdell kudos for that one. He covered an awful lot of ground, picked that ball up just as it was heading out into center field, and got the put out at second base, and the Bears can't find a way to keep that inning alive after they got the hit batsman down at first base, and just like that, the 4 innings are in the books, and the Bears down 1-0.
Yeah, wow, it is not good for the Bears. It was no runs, 1 hit, and no errors, 1 left on. And we now head to the top of the 5th inning for the Bears, 1-0 Monarchs after this on BMU TV.
When you're as good at diagnosing problems as Dwayne, the job is pretty easy.
You need a starter for the Buick, a water pump for the truck, and that one that just pulled in needs a belt. Drive on. Hold the phone up to the battery. Ah, it needs cables.
No, most days he doesn't get out of that fancy mobile office he's got.
Wow, that's a lot fancier than it looks from the outside.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
It'll be Yoakum, Williams, and Schultz here in the top of the 5th inning. Chris Malinga, Jim Thunderberg.
And the first pitch a little bit inside, ball 1. So Chris, you said the tournament about ready to get started. Is this one a little bit low? Tight window. You got to fit that ball in here tonight.
I'm going to try to see if I can find out.
Pop fly. Going to send the first baseman into foul territory, and he'll wait on it. Has to kind of do a little dance with the umpire down there along the foul line, but the put out made by Dom James, who did a nice job of following that ball. And there is a spot, I think, Chris, where that wind probably does affect it just a little bit, that pop fly, where you've got to kind of stay underneath that, and the umpire trying to give James a little room, and James had to adjust to that ball that moved just a little bit on him. His first pitch is low, and in the dirt, ball one.
Williams grounded out his first time up, Jim.
Strike one, outside corner. Logan Clemens, as Williams turns to put down a bunt and bunts it foul. Ball and 2 strikes now. Both pitchers pretty much under control here today, Chris.
Yep.
You had that one inning here back in the 4th, where Marysville was able to string a couple of hits together, as that one's right down the pipe for strike 3, and there's 2 out now. And past that, neither team really doing too much damage. Base runner here, a base runner there, but it was reflective on that scoreboard right now as it's 1-0.
Back to the top of the order with Caleb Schultz.
Schultz grounds down to third. Pick up, and the throw brings the first baseman off the bag, but I do believe he made the tag. So a nice job by James to take a throw that was kind of on the inside of that base, and Zach Nobis with a good solid throw, but it pulled James off the bag. He still was able to swipe the tag on the runner come down the first baseline, and that'll do it for the top of the 5th there for Marysville.
No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. Heading to the bottom. 1-0 Marysville after this on BMU TV.
This is my story. I'm a mother of 3, a wife, and a cat operator. I earned my degree in mechanical engineering technologies. Now I have a career doing exactly what I studied. I learned more, now I earn more.
You know, gathering with those we love, we get to catch up and we get to reflect on the past.
It seems like every time we get together, I always learn something new.
Here's the front page of the Columbus Dispatch when he won state baseball tournament, sliding into home plate.
Look at that, the front page. And that's a neat picture.
That was a great memory. I'll never forget that.
At Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home, we understand that there are special memories that need to be remembered and shared.
It'll be Zach Dye, Drew Graham, and Eli Tressler for the Golden Bears here as we are in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1-0 for Marysville. Chris Malenga and Jim Funderburg with you. Jim, I'm looking up the bracket.
Attaboy.
The sections. So we'll see. We have the state tournament bracket is out, but we don't have any of the district stuff yet.
So Dye steps in. See if we can't get something going here. The left fielder fouls this one straight up. It'll be in play around the dugout. The first baseman comes up and runs out of room. I think he was awful worried right about how much territory he had left over there. Took his eye off the ball at the last second, and the ball fell next to him. So it'll be just a foul ball strike.
All right, the District 1 ACME. Let's see, because we're in District 1. The bracket is not out yet.
Ground ball to short. Takes a bad hit. Let's see if we can beat that one out. He's safe. Good job running down that first baseline was Drew Grimm. And a tough little play down there at short, and we'll set to see how they call that one. I would, again, score that one as a base hit because that ball not moving all that hard, and the shortstop had to wait for it for a step. And by that time, Grimm with a good job going down that first baseline bunt. Pitcher picks it up, throws it to first for the out, but the runner will move to second. So Tressler did a good job. of getting Dye down to second.
That's what you want to do, right? When these one runs at a time here.
You're starting to run out of innings just playing 7, and you do need to start to score a run, and you start it by tying it up maybe here. Only one out now, runner at second base, and this one's inside and almost clipped him.
That was Eli Tressler, who struck out on a called third strike last time up. So Dye at second.
Tressler at the plate. No balls, or 1 ball, no strikes. Stretch by Eachus, and the pitch, and a ground ball to first. First baseman will watch the runner go to third, then takes this move to the first base bag. So there's 2 outs now, and the Bears have a runner now at third, Zach Dye. And now it's important for Dom James to come up with something to be able to score this run.
His last time up, Dom lined out.
Fouls this one off. Strike 1.
A lot of ground balls today.
Ooh, inside corner, strike 2. And Eachus is kind of bearing down a little bit. Knows he's got a runner over there on third base. I'd like to be able to end this inning right here.
51 total pitches.
Fouled off by James. That one a little bit high, but got to swing at that one. It's close enough. You got to be able to take a shot at that one.
Got to protect that plate right there.
Dye with a good lead at third. Ball high. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. He's just hoping to maybe get him swinging another high one there. Oh, he hit him. Oh, he's just saying that he thinks James put his arm up there and kind of took one there for the team, but ball was a little bit inside, hit him on the shoulder, and James goes down to first base. Just like that, runners now at first and third with 2 out.
Connor Arthur is up, and he grounded out his first time up. He is our designated hitter today.
Well, that's exactly what he needs to do, is get a designated hit as the first baseman now.
Absolutely.
It leaves him a nice path there to right field for the left-hander. And that was a little bit high and outside, so it's ball 1. To see whether Eachus maybe is a little bit rattled after hitting a couple batters in this inning, and now he's got a little pressure on him with runners on the corners.
He wasn't happy. He looked back to the infield umpire.
This one popped up behind home plate and out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think that is Dwayne Ressler, Jim, who is the athletic director at Napoleon, who is our infield umpire, I believe. If it is indeed him, he also is a basketball official.
Okay. Connor Arthur steps in. He'll tap this one foul down that third baseline. Dye will run his way to the plate, but he'll have to go back to the bag. So there's a ball now and 2 strikes. 2 outs, runners on the corners here in the bottom of the 5th. High and outside, runner goes to second, and man, they even made the throw. That was a little bit.
That was risky.
Intriguing there, wasn't it, huh? Yeah,
well, I mean, if that throw gets into the center field, a run scores.
Yep.
So I'm not sure what they were thinking there.
Well, they've got a lot of confidence in their catcher in Yoakum to make a good throw, and their second baseman, obviously Lobdell, and we've seen him make a couple good plays. So probably one of their better athletes. So they've got that confidence. Maybe they could catch the runner on third cheating down that line a little bit and pick him off at third base. So good job by the Bears to not get in that kind of a situation. And that was out.
Him bases loaded now.
Yeah.
So he had Dom James full count, and then James hit by the pitch. And now that brings up Brooks Brown, who is 0 for 1 with a walk and a line drive. A walk will do it again.
Yeah, another walker hit batsman will tie this ball game up. 2 outs, though. And he's just now trying to settle down just a little bit. Work out of some trouble. That was outside corner.
He's
Strike
getting
one.
the outside corner, though.
You wonder how long. I know he's not throwing a lot of pitches, but the motion that he has, it's an awful lot of arm. And this ground ball to third base, pick up, and the long throw to first will be in time, and the Bears will go scoreless in the 5th and leave the bases loaded.
That's not a good one. So a 5-3 on the putout. That's no runs, 1 hits, no errors, 3 left on. And we are heading to the top of the 6th inning. Still 1-0 Marysville after this on BMU TV.
As the baby boomer generation tires of traditional send-offs, funerals are becoming increasingly more personalized. People are pre-planning their own remembrance gathering. Pre-planning is easy and will pay off both emotionally and financially for you and your family. Plus allows you more control over your last hurrah. At Krill Funeral Service, we're not just funeral directors. We are experts at helping hearts heal. When you purchase a pre-owned vehicle from someone other than Bryan Ford Lincoln, you can't be sure where it came from. When you're not sure where it came from, you may find things in the trunk that may not belong there. When you find things in the trunk that may not belong there, you may eventually run into the guys who do know where they belong. Don't be the guy who finds things in the trunk that don't belong there. Buy your pre-owned vehicle from Bryan Ford Lincoln.
Back out here at Sumter Field. It is 1-0 Marysville over Bryan here on BMU TV in this ACME game. First game of a doubleheader. It'll be Drope, Wright, and Sharp here.
Drope's going to drop a little bunt down at third baseline. It's foul. Foul ball. Kind of lined that one up foul, Chris.
Yeah, he did.
You know? Knew that was heading in the wrong direction when it hit the bat. So Drope steps back in. Down a ball and a strike. And the curveball's right across the middle of the plate for strike 2.
We like that.
And a swing and a miss for strike 3. So just like that, leadoff batter goes down swinging. Jacob Wright now the first baseman.
Maryville first baseman, Jacob Wright.
Pop fly. It's going to make it just out of the infield and go foul territory, and the Bears will make the play as Novus will track it down into shallow left field and foul territory for out number 2. This game's really been trucking.
Hey, you know what? I've seen more plays in foul territory tonight, I think, than we saw all season.
Yeah, it's been a good. Sharp thought about it, but the ball in the dirt holds off. It'll be ball 1. Foul ball will make it out into shallow right field and then fall in between 3 Golden Bears who are trying to get there. But boy, that one would have been a tough one over there by the fence there, the foul territory fence there on the down right field line. So ball and a strike right now. And inside corner, strike 2. Thought about it, then he held up, and then he knew he shouldn't have as soon as he let that ball go by. And a grounder to third. Novus fields over to first. He brought the first baseman off the bag, but the collision and the tag right in front of the bag will be out number 3 here for Marysville.
They did a good job there getting that one.
Novus made a couple of throws on the inside of that bag, and he's pulled his first baseman off twice, but he's able to make that swipe tag. And the Bears now will have an opportunity to come to bat here in the bottom of the sixth, only trailing 1-0.
Yeah, no runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. That was a fast top of the sixth. We head to the bottom after this on BMU TV.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and high-speed internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
Looking for career opportunities? They're closer than you think. Northwest State has more than 70 degree and certificate programs, so you can start on the path to a rewarding career or transfer your credits toward a bachelor's degree. Your future is knocking. What are you waiting for? Opportunities await at Northwest State Community College. Find out more at northweststate.edu.
It'll be Clemens, Nobis, and Miller here for the Golden Bears here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Chris Malenga and Jim Funderburg with you. Clemens is 0 for 2 with a flyout and a ground out.
Watch that first one go by for a strike. Sun's starting to come out, Chris.
Yep.
Now he laces this one into right center field, but the right fielder able to get over and make a sliding catch for the first out. So again, Blaine Williams with a nice job. And this has really been a nice fielding game.
Absolutely.
Chris.
And the reason Williams is able to make that catch is look how far right he's playing, or how far left he's playing. He's almost playing like a right center field position instead of right field.
Yeah, that right field line is wide open if you hit it down that way. This will be a base hit out into right center field. So Nobis with a base hit.
So bring up Nate Miller, who was grounded out and hit by a pitch his last time up.
Miller took it right between the numbers there that last time
absolutely.
up. Yeah, it's starting to get very nice out here.
Yeah.
A little windy, but sun's out. This was low in the dirt. And again, I'm still waiting for this pitcher maybe to kind of wear out just a little bit. He just has done a good job, but
you're right. He does have that weird arm motion.
He really doesn't step through this pitch. He's throwing it all with his arm and his shoulder.
You mentioned the wind, the flag blowing left to right in out in center field.
Pickoff play over at first base, not in time. It's good by Nobis just to kind of keep him thinking of him down there. Square for the bunt, and then he picks up, and Nobis on his way to second. I think he's going to be out. Yep. Nice throw by the catcher, right on the money. Yoakum put it down there, the shortstop right there to put the tag on him. And Nobis just really good effort, but not in time as Tyler Drope applied the tag and was sitting there waiting on him. So now 2 outs. And a grounder to first. First baseman will take it all by himself, make the put out, and that'll do it for the inning. So quick 6 in the books right here at Sumter Field, Chris.
Yeah, no runs, no hits, no errors, and boy, none left on. We're going to head to the top of the 7th already. 1-0 here on BMU TV.
When you're as good at diagnosing problems as Dwayne, the job is pretty easy.
You need a starter for the Buick, a water pump for the truck, and that one that just pulled in needs a belt. Drive on. Hold the phone up to the battery. Ah, it needs cables.
No, most days he doesn't get out of that fancy mobile office he's got.
Wow, that's a lot fancier than it looks from the outside.
At Creel Funeral Service, we are professionals with the sincere desire to reward every family who have placed their trust and confidence in us by being attentive to every detail, displaying the highest level of courtesy and compassion, and providing the greatest measure of respect for their wishes. As remembrance planners, our goal is to help families find joy in the way they choose to remember, honor, and celebrate the wonderful life of their loved one. Creel Funeral Service, we are experts at helping hearts heal.
It'll be Garrett North, Drew Eaches, and Garrett Lobdell here in the top of the 7th inning. And boy, it's been a very efficient game now, Jim. 1 hour and 3 minutes.
Hey, I'll tell you what, you gotta like it. You gotta like a baseball game that moves, Chris. That's exactly where I'm at with this whole thing. And this baseball game has definitely been moving, no doubt about that. So right to come up and lead this thing off.
No, Garrett North.
Oh, I'm sorry, North to lead this off. Just looking at the base and not the number. That one's outside and low, ball 1. Well, I'll tell you, if you're the Bears right now, you really can't afford to allow any more runs to score here in the top of the 7th. You're right here in this ball game with the opportunity to tie it or to win it in the 7th. But insurance runs here at this point in time are hard to make up, especially in a ball game where there's only been 6 total hits between the two teams.
Yeah. Bears have left 6 aboard, though, Jim. That's kind of the difference.
Yeah, it is.
Including the bases loaded.
Not able to get that timely hit here in this first game. Swing on a slow curveball and a foul ball right there at the plate. So ball and 2 strikes now on North.
Clemens threw only, let's see, he's thrown 53 pitches through 6 innings.
Wow.
And
each is probably not too far away from that number. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
He's at 67.
Okay.
So yeah, both pitchers quite efficient.
They have been. So Eaches comes up.
He is 0 for 2, grounded out both times.
Fouls this one out of play. Yeah, it was actually ended up in play, but it was in a spot where nobody could get it. So strike 1. Thought that was going to make the fence, and it actually fell in front of the dugout.
Yeah. First base coach for Marysville had to get out of the way. And we talked about the Marysville uniforms earlier on, Jim. The Bears uniforms, they're in these purple jerseys with white numerals. The cool thing about these jerseys is they're the exact same jerseys that the junior Bears wear. So the younger kids that are on the travel teams, like my son, has the exact same jersey. So that's kind of neat that they're doing that through the program.
Ground ball foul down the first baseline, so it's no balls down, 2 strikes on the opposing pitcher, Eaches.
Not so bad of a crowd out there tonight.
Yeah, there's some folks over here watching the ball game. Foul ball again on Eaches, so that'll...
He's trying to do that softball single where they run and throw the bat at the ball.
Anything to get on right now,
That's
because you got to believe that they feel like one more run and this ball game could be decided. But again, if you're only down a run, outside and low, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's the same pitch that Eaches has been getting as a pitcher, so got to be a little frustration there by Clemens on that one.
Inside and high, and Eaches held back. Yep, the first appeal goes down to the first base umpire, and he says no.
Sivo didn't agree with it.
Yep. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And this one's fouled down the left field line and out of play. Yeah, maybe you can wear him out a little bit by keeping him up here at the plate.
So he doesn't be able to pitch.
Yeah. You know what, though, when you're 17 years old or 16 years old, whatever he is, you know, you don't wear out quite as easy as you do when you're my age.
Or mine.
Yep. Oh, there's a line shot to left field, but right at the left fielder. And Zach Dye takes about a step to his left, 1 step back, and makes the put out. So a nice job by Dye to retire Eaches, and that's the second out now here at the top of the 7th.
That'll bring up Garrett Lobdell. He is 0 for 1. He reached on a fielder's choice and walked.
So the lefty hangs in and watches the first one go right down the middle. Strike 1. Pitch almost the same spot, but this time a ball. So the count of 1-1 with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. This one a little farther inside, so that's ball 2.
Got to be careful here with 2 outs.
Bears really don't want to give them any kind of life here in this seventh. Just get them out and come to bat and see if you can't end this thing with a 2-1 win. And there's a strike, so we even everything up at 2.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Lots of 2s on that board.
Ooh, a little bit outside. So
it's full. A lot of zeros on the board for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, there's way too many zeros up there on the board. And that one's, inside corner at the knees. Kind of a delayed call. We'll send the Bears to the dugout there for one last time.
No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. Bears coming to bat in the bottom of the 7th after this on BMU TV.
Things are starting to settle down here at Bryan Ford Lincoln. After the fire, we had to rearrange everything. We brought in new offices for our staff. We reorganized our inventory to accommodate our new layout. Things are starting to feel a little more like home.
Morning, Chip.
Maybe a little too comfortable. Bryan Ford Lincoln, great deals, great people, great experiences.
You know, gathering with those we love, we get to catch up and we get to reflect on the past.
It seems like every time we get together, I always learn something new.
Here's the front page of the Columbus Dispatch when he won state baseball tournament, sliding into home plate.
Look at that, the front page. And that's a neat picture.
That was a great memory. I'll never forget that.
At Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home, we understand that there are special memories that need to be remembered and shared.
Going to be Jake Spiess, Zach Dye, and Drew Grimm scheduled to bat here in the bottom of the 7th inning as Marysville leads the Bryan ACME team by a score of 1-0. So let's see what happens here. You know, Bears 3 hits on the night, 3 hits. They reached on an error as well. They've stranded 6 batters, Jim.
Man, it's been a tough night for the Bears to be able to try to put any runs across the board. And if they're going to score any right now, Chris, I need them to score twice.
Yeah, absolutely.
How's that? 2.
2.
Aegis in inning number 7, and he starts Mr. Spiess out with a fastball high, and he fouls it back off for strike 1.
Spiess grounded out and also reached on a fielder's choice.
Gotta believe Aegis here with that nasty fastball. It's going to depend on it a little bit. He throws this one to the dirt outside, 1-1.
We need one of those pitches when we got people on base.
Yeah, exactly. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th. Bears need a run to keep this going. Ooh. And a lacing fly ball right out into center field, but the center fielder playing shallow comes in on it, makes the play, so there's 1 out. Again, a short field all the way around. Everybody's playing in and kind of shaded a little bit towards left, and that ball hit on a rope, but since they are playing a little bit shallow out in center field, it was a playable ball. Now, if it's a normal high school game, that might have been a base hit. Pop fly heading foul down the right field line and into the bullpen, and that will be strike 1.
Zach Dye is the bright spot for the Golden Bears. He has 2 of the singles. He singled once over the first baseman's head, then once down that left field line.
So Dye needs to get on base here if the Bears are going to get something going here in the bottom of the 7th. Aegis delivers and Dye fouls it off. Out over the Malinga box over there. I think that's what you call that. And that'll be strike 2 now.
Yeah, there is a ball stuck in the fence.
Ground ball to the pitcher. He knocks it down, recovers it, and throws it over to first for out number 2. Good shot, but the pitcher Aegis with a nice job fielding his position.
He did a really nice job.
And for the Bears now, we're down to just 1.
Drew Grimm. He is 0 for 2. He grounded out to the first baseman in the first inning. Then in the second inning, he bunted to the pitcher for a put out.
And he just bounced that one in. It didn't even get to the dirt portion of the infield there. That one bounced in the grass. So that one got away from him.
Yep.
Ball and no strikes.
This will be his 75th pitch of the night.
That one right across the letters looked maybe a little high, but instead it's 1-1 now. Fouled off. Ball now 2 strikes as that one's way out of play.
Yeah. He hit that one good.
Needs to turn that one around or this ball game's about to end.
Yep.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Bears down 1-0. And Grimm stands in, waiting for the pitch from Eachus. That one's low and outside, 2-2. And Eachus, when he needs a pitch, goes to that heat. That was a low fastball.
People warming up. Don't know if that's the relief pitcher or if that's the pitcher for game 2.
I almost bet you that's what that is. You know, I tell you, when you look at the teams here, you know, they've only brought to the ball game 13 kids from Marysville today.
Yep.
So I would almost bet you right now you're going to live and die with Eachus as this ball's fouled off. And that's probably the starter for game number 2. Bears yet to start warming people up, so it's a good question, Chris. And you know, it's not inconceivable that you could bring him in and get that final out if you needed to, and then start him right up again. Unlike the pro game, these guys will pull that off. Ground ball to short. This could do it. Bad hop. Pick up, throw to first. Plenty of time. That'll do it for the ball game. So game number 1 will go to Marysville in a quick one that ends up 1-0 as Tyler Drope picks that ball up and makes a nice play over to first.
All right, so no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. Let's take a quick break and be back with stats after this on BMU TV.
You know, gathering with those we love.
Hey, you in the old silver car. Looks like you could use a new ride.
What?
At Darryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln, we can upgrade you to a nice pre-owned vehicle or a new Ford or Lincoln.
How are you doing this?
We have a huge selection of vehicles, and with our aggressive pricing policy, we make them very affordable.
This is pretty aggressive. I don't think a billboard's ever tried to sell me a car before.
Come and see why we are the fastest growing dealership in Northwest Ohio. Hey, you in the white pickup.
When you're as good at diagnosing problems as Dwayne, the job is pretty easy.
You need a starter for the Buick, a water pump for the truck, and that one that just pulled in needs a belt. Drive on. Hold the phone up to the battery. Ah, it needs cables.
No, most days he doesn't get out of that fancy mobile office he's got.
Wow, that's a lot fancier than it looks from the outside.
Back out at Sumter Field. Look at this ball that is caught in the fence, Jim.
There you go.
Right there. Fouled back and caught in the fence. That's a unique picture right there. So, beautiful night for baseball. Unfortunately, game number 1 went to Marysville in a 1 hour and 15-minute game, Jim. Let's take a look at some statistics. First off, let's look at the line score. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error, 3 left on for Marysville. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error, 3 left on. For Bryan, no runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and 6 left on. Taking a look at the stats first for Marysville, it was Caleb Schultz 0 for 3, Tyler Drope 1 for 3 with a single, Jacob Wright was 1 for 3 with a single, Gavin Sharp was 0 for 3 with a walk and a stolen base. Garrett North was 1 for 3 with a single. Drew Eachus was 0 for 3. Garrett Lobdell was 0 for 2 with a walk. Jared Yoakum was 0 for 2, and Blaine Williams was 0 for 2. The Monarchs had one walk and 4 strikeouts and a stolen base for their name. And pitching, Drew Eachus went the distance. He threw 80 total pitches, 25 balls, 55 strikes, a total of 80. He gave up no runs. He gave up 3 hits. He had 1 strikeout. It was a called strike. He had 2 walks, and he hit 2 batsmen. Taking a look for Bryan, Brooks Brown was 0 for 2. Logan Clemens 0 for 3. Zach Nobis 1 for 3 with a single. Nate Miller was 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch. Brooks Brown walked, by the way, too. Jacob Spees was 0 for 3. Zach Dye was 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Drew Grimm was 0 for 3. Eli Tressler 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And Dom James 0 for 1. Connor Arthur 0 for 1. And Arthur walked once, and James was hit by a pitch and stole a base. For pitching, Logan Clemens went the distance. He threw 70 total pitches, 22 balls, 48 strikes. He gave up 1 run. He gave up 3 hits, 4 strikeouts, 2 called, 2 swinging. He hit nobody, and he walked 1 person. So there you go, Logan Clemens. So time of the game again, 1 hour and 15 minutes. So Jim, Bears had a lot of ground outs.
Yeah, they really did.
It was a fielding game tonight.
Just couldn't get anything going here in that first game when they needed to. As you said, 6 guys left on base, had the opportunities a couple times, but couldn't come up with that timely hit. And nice job by both teams to field their positions. That was the other side. Really, not a big error when you need it. In fact, only 1 error between the 2 teams through 7 innings as well. So they fielded well. Didn't hit much with only 6 hits, and Marysville able to make the most of their one at bat where they had a couple guys on and be able to plate that run back in the 4th. Yep. If it wasn't for that one, we'd still be playing baseball right now.
Absolutely. And speaking of playing baseball, there is a break, and then game number 2 will be happening here at Sumter Field. So thanks so much for joining us here with game number 1. Want to thank our crew tonight. We've got Samantha Clark, we've got Eric Herman, and Chris Bryce in the truck, and special help from my son Tony over on the first base camera as well. So there you go. So that'll do it here for us from Sumter Field. We'll talk to you soon here on BMU TV.